there is a lot of AI kicking in, there's a lot of cost reduction, there is a lot of cost optimization, and just showing ROI and things like that are becoming very critical. So having more relevant conversations about what is really needed at an event like this makes a lot of sense. And I think it is, as much as it is a celebration, but it is also a great community to come together and share stories, share insights, and share what's working, what's not.
Hi, welcome to B2B Marketing Unboxed, brought to you by Mavens, powered by Bamboo Box and the Mainstream. I am Simran Shiwalkar, your host for today, and I am joined by Mr. Nivas Ravichandran. He is the head of marketing at Spendflo. Firstly, Nivas, thank you so much for joining us at B2B Marketing Unboxed and joining me as well. Let's lead with your experience. How has it been today so far with so many marketers in one room? Can you tell us a bit about the event?
Sure. Thanks, first of all, Simran, for having me over. I think a pretty cool initiative by the Mavens, Mainstream, as well as Bamboo Box for putting such an event, especially for B2B marketers, together. I think it's probably the first in India for just purely for B2B marketers. So a great welcome note. And also at a very particular point of time where there is a lot of AI kicking in, there's a lot of cost reduction, there is a lot of cost optimization, and just showing ROI and things like that are becoming very critical. So having more relevant conversations about what is really needed at an event like this makes a lot of sense. And I think just having a peer group that you can just fall back on and meeting people to have such conversations is great. I've known a lot of them. I've interacted with a lot of them over different channels and different platforms. Meeting a lot of them for the first time feels very nice. Right. And I think it is, as much as it is a celebration, but it is also a great community to come together and share stories, share insights, and share what's working, what's not.
Absolutely. I think that has been one of the goals, to build that kind of community and yet give the spotlight to the marketers, build a platform. But thank you once again, Nivas, for sharing your kind words. Well, you spoke about, growth engines, AI coming into the picture and kind of elevating the whole process of marketing today. We see emerging tech playing a huge role when we talk about campaigns, but there are some aspects which still need to have that kind of, human interference. Can you throw some light on that part of marketing?
Sure. I think AI has definitely improved, boosted productivity significantly, right? Like no questions on that. Probably as of today, right? Like I'll still say there's a decent amount of context that still resides with human expertise.
Correct.
That is still, I think AI can give you a lot of answers, AI can give you methods and things like that, but if you necessarily do not have the context, not the expertise to validate whether, hey, is this the right approach, is this the right answer, is this the right content, anything, right? Like I think Rajan Anandan from Peak 15 spoke about like how AI is just disrupting content creation. I think absolutely, but at the same time, if you don't have the necessary context, I think that's where humans are still stepping in. But obviously the amount of time it took, maybe from multiple hours to now it's becoming minutes, right. And the productivity boost is significant. I think we're seeing it in teams within Spendflo, within like a lot of the companies my friends are at. It's a very interesting time. There's a lot of FOMO around it,
yes,
of course. So hopefully we're able to just catch up with it. I think catching up with it feels a little impossible.
Correct.
But yeah, hopefully we're able to catch up with it consistently.
Absolutely. I think, Nivas, you also highlighted about having relevance in today's day and age, how every brand needs to have clarity of sort. How do you actually cut through the noise with so much going around? Any best practices or recommendations, especially for someone who's been leading this space for years now?
I think what I might say might be a little unconventional, right? There's a lot of automation that's happening from an AI standpoint, but I think people are the good brands, right? Like are of course realizing that there is a human on the other side as well.
Right.
So I think just automating is not the answer. Having that human context and human expertise is still very much relevant even for your brand to stay relevant, right? And I think if everything can be automated and scaled at a very large extent, then almost everyone's going to do it.
Correct.
Right? So then probably the things that don't necessarily scale very fast are the ones that are going to probably stay very relevant.
Right.
From a channel standpoint or from an approach standpoint. But I think obviously scalability is critical. But at the same time, if everyone's going to be able to scale it, then what's the differentiator? Right. So, and I think brand plays a very critical role over there. The human element plays a very critical role over there.
Absolutely. And I think that's the beauty of it, to keep, the niche, some aspects as it is. So thank you once again, Nivas, for being very comprehensive and sharing your incredible insights. Well, before we wrap up, I also have a couple of rapid fire questions planned for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Great. Well, let's begin. If you had to capture the heartbeat of today's event in just 3 words, what would that be?
Okay, that's a tricky one. I think relationships, there is great content being the second. Probably the third is, it's just more, learnings. I think content and relationships are the 2 pieces that I'll probably put it under. Yeah.
Great. And if not for marketing, which other space or which other domain would you be leading?
I think it would be sales.
Wonderful. And lastly, any advice that you would like to give to the next gen of leaders, marketing leaders?
Build a lot of context. I think this is being said a lot today, right? AI can become a specialist, but you need to have a lot of context on a lot of things.
Correct.
And I think being a generalist is very critical today. And having certain expertise in certain areas, but at the same time, being able to do a lot of things and not necessarily worry about, I've never done that before, right? Probably a team of 10 is going to shrink to a team of 2,
right,
with like a multi-agent practice. So when that happens, you need to know how to do customer marketing, you need to know how to do product marketing,
right,
you need to know how to do demand gen, you need to know how to do events, just by a team of 2.
Right.
So I think just building that general expertise and also understand the business, right? Like, don't speak the marketing lingo, but speak the business lingo, right? Like, what does your CEO really care about? What does the CEO show to his or her board, right? I think that if you're able to speak that language, I think CMOs and marketing leaders will be appreciated a lot more today.
Thank you so much, Nivas, for joining us today and sharing your incredible insights.
Yeah, thank you so much.